there are two ways that you can add items to Neat using your Neat mobile application. You can capture files using your phone's camera, and you can also import files directly from your phone's photo gallery or screenshots of order confirmations that you've taken from, that are sitting in your phone's gallery directly to Neat. So we're going to first take a look at importing because it's a very straightforward process. To access importing, I can click capture and I can choose import. And when I choose import, my phone's photo gallery shows up within Neat, and I can select from all of these files here to import them to Neat. So we'll import one file for right now. I've selected this file by just clicking it. I can choose the type of item this is. There are 9 different item types to select from. I'm going to choose document. You can also select auto detect if you want, and Neat will try to detect what the file is for you. You can change the folder location. So I'm going to choose a different folder in my cabinet. We're going to choose the Neat mobile app webinar folder that I've set up for this. And you can even edit your file before you add it to Neat. So I could go in and I can add a date to this. I can add a title to this. We'll just call this my new document. I could add a category. I'll add a document category. Anytime you go to add a category or a vendor that isn't already in one of your category lists, you'll get this add button. I could select a tax category if I needed to, and I can even add notes. And we'll go ahead and click save. So we're now telling Neat before we even import it that I want to set this as a document. I want to send it to this folder, and these are all of the details that I want associated with the file. And I can go ahead and click confirm, and that file will now be uploaded to Neat. Now that file is going to appear in multiple locations within my database. It's going to appear within my needs review filter, and we can see the item is currently processing here. It's also going to show up in the folder that I sent my file to, and it's actually finished processing. I sent it to my Neat mobile app webinar folder, and we can see that here. We can also see this within the web application, or I'm sorry, the mobile application as well. So we can see I get a little notifier letting me know that I do have a file sitting in my needs review filter that I just uploaded. I would also be able to directly access it from the folder I uploaded this to. So we can see my new document here. When I open it up, I can see the picture of the file that I uploaded. I can see details about my file, and I can also see all of my notes and details like that. Same thing over here. I'd be able to see all of the notes that I added, the categories I selected, and the dates and title that I added as well. So that is one import. But if you have multiple files you need to import, you can import them, you could import your files one at a time, or you could actually streamline the import process by importing all the files that you need to at one time as one file, and then use the separate feature within the Neat web application to separate those files into the separate files that you need them to be. So let me show you an example of that. We're going to go back to the capture menu here. I'm just quickly accessing it by literally clicking the capture button here and then choosing import. Now I'll select 9 files this time. And we can see that Neat saved some details for me. So it knows I just uploaded a document, so it auto-filled the item type into document. It also knows that I recently sent items to my Neat mobile application folder. So it's auto-filling that in for me because, based off of usage, if you upload or import files to one folder, you're typically going to be importing more files to that folder as well. I could go in here and I can add details to my files, but I'm not going to this time. The reason being is because all 9 of these files I've selected are going to be imported into Neat as one file. And then I'm going to use the separate feature in the web application to separate these files. So I'm going to click confirm. And Neat is going to upload all 9 files as one document for me. Just like with our other import, that file is going to appear in my needs review filter and will also appear in my Neat mobile app folder. Same thing within my mobile application. If I pull down to refresh, we'll see that I have this document here that has just finished processing pretty quick. Now, no data was pulled from this document for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't tell it to fill in any data, but additionally, it's a document. So documents, while they will go through OCR parsing OCR processing to extract data from the file images, it's not actually going to fill any file field data out. However, but what we can see is that all 9 images that I imported are here as one document. And now what I could do is I could open this file and actually choose to separate it into 9 different files. So I could divide them all into 9 separate files if I wanted to. Let's say the last 2 files are a 2-page document, so I could leave those together. I can click next step. In the next step of separating, I can choose the types of files these are. So if I am uploading different types of files like receipts and invoices and documents, I can tell Neat which page is what type of file. And then I can choose separate. And now what happens is when I separate files in Neat, they're going to be re-added to my new processing as if it was a brand new item added to Neat. It's going to be added, all those files will be added to my needs review filter and also the folder that I sent them to. And, Neat will try to extract information from them if they're a receipt or an invoice. And so in this way, I have streamlined the import process. Like I said, I could have imported all 9 of those items separately, but by just importing them all as one file and using the separate feature in Neat, I was able to streamline that process. So don't forget about that separate feature as a way to kind of streamline capturing and importing files to Neat.